Welcome back to Jacob's Toys 5-minute figure reviews. Please do like, share and subscribe if you're enjoying the channel. All support is very much appreciated. So we are of course looking at Dormammu from the Marvel Supervillains Zemnu Build-A-Figure wave. Now this is easily one of my favourite figures of the wave. We have got Dormammu in his very classic looking get-up, and we got a handful of alternate hands that come with him as well. The hands vary from closed fist hands right through to kind of gripping hands, and right through to things like trigger finger type hands. Not quite sure how you'd use those on this figure, but it's still nice to have a variation of hands on a figure. Obviously the body mould is pinless tech, which is a nice addition and makes the overall finish of the character look really sleek. He also comes with little flame effects that you can obviously put on him, as I have here. But yeah, it's the classic Dormammu. The head is translucent, so just put a torch behind it here. You can see that you get a little bit of an effect if you put a light behind him, which ultimately will work well in figure photography. Now the common opinion on the internet is that the orange in the flame and the orange in the mask are too close, and it would have been nice to have a variation between the two so that the face stood out better. And here we go, there's the little flame effects as well that I was just talking about, and they match the same colour of the flame in his head. If you have a look at his gauntlets here, he's got a nice bit of moulding around the boots and the gauntlets, which make it individual to this figure. Got a little belt around the midsection there as well. His ab crunch goes backwards and forwards, as most of the Marvel Legends do. And he's got this shoulder pad piece on as well. I've just taken it out of camera, let's bring it back. Nothing special with the belt, just a standard yellow belt. However, this shoulder pad piece, let me see if I can bring him down into camera a little bit better, just put that flame back on. But this shoulder pad piece, although it's a really nice mould, there is no way of taking that off the figure without cutting it off. But I wouldn't plan to do that myself, so I'm going to leave it there. Now let's bring in the Dormammu Build-A-Figure that we did get in the Doctor Strange wave. And obviously they're very different versions of the character based on their different comic book appearances. Now, to be perfectly honest with you, I don't have a favourite. I'm not sure which I prefer. They both represent a very different look to the character. I always loved the Build-A-Figure, and I was always pleased to kind of have it in the collection. But this new kind of 6-inch classic version is also very, very nice. I think I prefer the face on the Build-A-Figure just because the mask stands out compared to the flame effect. And as I said earlier, it's kind of lost a little bit in the 6-inch version. So for anybody that doesn't know, Dormammu is essentially a demon from another realm that we've seen in the not so recent Doctor Strange film, and he was actually played by Benedict Cumberbatch as well as playing Doctor Strange. Now having a little bit of a closer look at the face, you can see that there's some really nice moulding there in the mask, and as I said, the boots and the gauntlets are a nice touch as well. If I bring in the Red Skull figure, you can see that it has reused the same body, so we've had the same body used on two of the figures in the wave, but because of the shoulder piece and the change in colour and the addition of the gauntlets and the gloves, they don't look the same, they look very different, which is a nice touch, which I'm glad that they added these little spikes on the boots and on the hands as well, because it makes the two figures look very different. Now if I just take Red Skull away again, now this little mask piece here on mine actually was loose. It only fits into a little slot, and it was actually loose on mine, so I had to put a little bit of glue just to make sure that it didn't keep falling out, but not a huge problem at all. Now there's not much more you can say about this figure. It really is what you see is what you get. There's nice articulation, there's no pins, it's using the pinless tech. And obviously it's got some newly moulded parts around the boots and the shoulder pads, and obviously the head. But all in all, it's a really solid figure. I love the Dormammu character, and I'm quite pleased to have something that's a little bit more articulated and a little bit more in scale with some of the other figures on the shelves. The Build-A-Figure is a great piece, however, to have something of the same size as the other characters that I can have a play around with and do some cool pictures with next to Doctor Strange is an absolute plus. Now obviously Dormammu is primarily a Doctor Strange villain, and we are still yet to get a classic Doctor Strange. So awesome as this figure is, I really hope that we now see a classic Doctor Strange released in the Marvel Legends line. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe, all support is very much appreciated. But yep, Dormammu, excellent figure, solid, very much appreciated.